Hi everyone, welcome to Natural Wonders. I've got a wonderful little painting to do again. This is a really nice seascape that I'm going to do, but it's more like a tidal estuary where you get the inlet of the ocean coming onto the wet sand and the mud flats and all that kind of thing. So it's sort of like what you get at Morecambe Bay basically. There's a wonderful sunset that I'm going to do. So I'll run the colours across the screen for you all that you're going to need to paint along with us on this. What I've got a pre-stretched triple primed canvas, and onto that I've actually just put a thin even coat of liquid white everywhere. So really simple painting that we're going to do. It's just simple liquid white everywhere, a thin even coat of that. Now first of all I'm just going to have a little bit of yellow in the sky. So I get the colour and I tap into it. You'll all be used to this by now. I really love this with making sure you get that even distribution of colour, and then just on the horizon line, just in there it is. Now it's not actually coming really that far, it's coming along a tiny bit into that, and then we've got that up in there, some of that lovely yellow. Now I'm just working out in my mind exactly how much of that I'm having, because I'm going to actually bring a little bit under there as well, I think, like so. Now we're going to have a wet mud flat basically, where everything is all reflected into the actual colour of the mud flats themselves. You get a shine of this sky colour, just the same as the sky basically reflected down onto the beach. There. That's it, something about like so. I don't want to bring it up too high and I don't want to take it down too low neither. It's just on the horizon where we're wanting that. Just in about there. Bring a little bit of it into that as well. Now where I've used this little bit of yellow just in here, all I want to do is I just want to simply use a small amount of titanium white. And it's just for this area here, around where the sunlit area is. A bit too much colour. I've got a bit too much painting, so I'll just tap off on a paper towel and pick up the excess paint that I don't need, and I can get rid of that, and then that will just actually blend into that. It's nice and soft. I want it nice and light in that area with a yellow hue basically. Something about like that. Now that brush is going to go down and I won't be touching it for a while yet. Right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to actually put some blue in the top and the bottom of the canvas. I'm actually just looking at that, and it's not coming down as far as it's going up, and I want it to be bang centre really. So I'm just readjusting that. 2 seconds job. That's something like that, I want it. Right, so back into my 1-inch brush, tap it out, make sure there's no hairs on it, little hairs or anything of that nature, and I'm just going to use some phthalo blue and ultramarine blue, pretty much evenly on the brush, an even amount. And with that colour, as you can see, I've tapped right into it again. With that colour, I'm going to come up into this area of the sky. I might, yeah, I think I will. I'm just going to put the smallest amount of crimson. See that crimson? I've tapped it out there first because I don't want to get too much of it. And I'll just put a bit of that crimson into that as well. Let's see how that actually looks. Because I want it to look blue, but I also want it to have a little bit of a lavender hue to it as well. So it's something around like that, with just the smallest amount of crimson in with it. And then up in here, I'm going to use little crisscross strokes and have a really even blend all over. In other words, you probably have to keep reloading. And the more you mix this, the lighter it will become. That's the beauty of the liquid white on this canvas. Some people use a big 2-inch brush for this. No problem with that if you want to do that. Still have a really good blend. It's all about the way you blend when you're doing stuff like this. Now some of that's going to actually come right down into here as well. So I'll just put a bit more of it up in the sky. Bit of a bounce on the canvas. Just hold it, help get rid of that. Allow that blue to blend right up into there. Then it's going to go very, very gently to nothing. See how light it is there? Just don't apply no pressure. Very soft. I want some lovely pinks up in here and stuff as well. So I'm being very careful to make it lighter around this area, so it's therefore easier to blend one colour to the other, and it always gets slightly lighter towards the horizon anyway. So I just want to use a bit of that colour and bring it down. Just step back, look at what I've got. I'm going to do it in stages, this sky. It's all about the sky basically, and the lovely reflections will be more or less a mirror image of the sky that we're doing there. So again, I'm just getting a fresh load because I know it needs a bit more colour up in there. Something about like so. Now the exact same colour we've just used for that, I'm going to now use down in the water, not in the water, on the beach area. So we've got, it's actually quite a bit more intense, is the colour down on the beach. So I want to get that crimson, the blue, and good lavender colour. We're using both the blues, ultramarine, phthalo blue. Ultramarine's quite a bright blue. There. Try that. And then just in here I'm going to put this colour. Now as I said, I want it to be slightly darker, especially in that area at the bottom. I want it to be quite intense, and then allow that to actually blend up into a really nice lighter blue by mixing it with the liquid white more, just in there, a lot more. There. Now I'm just going to have a check to see how far I want to come up with this blue. It comes up to about there, so all in this area. I want this lighter blue now. Up to about there. So just put this colour in nice and fast. If you want more colour to come out, you just apply a bit more pressure. There, something about like so. And then with that I'm just going to get a clean brush and I'm going to start at the base and just work my way up, gently allowing them colours to blend together, just with a clean brush. So you've got a really nice gradual blend going on. Same down in here. I'll start in the lower area where I want it to be lightest, and I'll blend up into the dark area. Just want that to be a lot darker down the bottom than it is up there. Love it. So that's that stage. And now a clean brush again, another 1-inch brush, and what I want to do, I'm just going to use a alizarin crimson on the brush, small amount of blue, not a lot of blue though, just a little bit of blue into the crimson, Even touch a bit of white just to see what that looks like. And that's what I would after. That's perfect. Now with that, I know that along my horizon we've got some lovely colour coming in for some clouds just in this side. So I want to be quite careful because I don't want it to drag in too much there. And then we've got a little bit of that on there also. And I can drag some of that through as well into that. Careful though, because it is quite a strong colour and it'll rule your world if you let it. I'm being very gentle here, really soft, just allowing that colour to blend in there, just on the horizon. And then with that same colour, I'm just going to come in into here. We've got another little cloud that strings from this side through into that. So I'm just building this up in my mind how I want it to be. And then we've got a few little ones which start off over here. See, it starts in there. A few little bits of the pink. This separates the yellow from the blue. And then with that colour we're going to have quite a decent cloud coming along actually. Just along, all the way along here with a hue of this colour. This lovely pink colour. Just constantly checking out what I'm doing. I know it's a bit broader at this end and then it sort of like branches off. So you've got another little part coming off like so. And then that same colour, and just around the horizon line in here, I'm going to do the exact same as what I've just done above. See that? So I'm going to follow that through. That's that one. I'll follow that through slightly, and then I'll let it get bigger. Same as that one, and then it actually comes above further, like so. If you run out of colour, turn the brush over. Yeah, so that's a reflection of what you've got up there basically. You want to just indicate the colours as a general rule. It doesn't have to be exact. You don't have to get it perfect. And then just over in here we've got that one which comes along that same line, so it comes about there. I'll gently push some of that in, just in there. Come back and blend these, I'm not too worried about that. Above it we've got another layer of pink, this lovely pink hue. It's like a pinky purple if you like. And then that comes just breaking over the top of there, doesn't it? And down into that spot there. So I'm trying to do mirror image basically of what we've got above, just straight down into his water down in there. And that's going to actually come through a bit more. There we go. Now at this stage I know that I want some really strong crimson up in here, so therefore we'll have to have some in the water as well, because we're going to have some clouds up in this sky. So just up in here, around there, I'm going to apply some of this crimson into that. Love it. I really do enjoy doing these. Bright, colourful. Brighten anybody's room up. A lot of fun to paint as well. So easy. They really are quite simple to do. And again, keep getting a fresh amount of that colour, that blue and the crimson together, because you're going to be using it a lot. Now, it might not actually be bright enough, that up in there, so I'm just going to get a bit more colour to it. There we go. I want it to really stand out. We're also going to have some little areas up in here where there's a little bit of pink coming from some clouds as well, just up in this area. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of that pink, and then that will actually mix in with the clouds that we do in there. There we go. Now I'm just going to make this a tiny bit stronger, this one, and then subtle and soft towards the centre. So again, the exact same down in the water. I want a lot more crimson this time, because I want this to be quite strong. Where it is up there, you want it down here in the water, and that comes down slightly and then along a bit, and then softens on the end, and then it goes a little bit like so. So I'm just applying some of that colour in there for that. That's it. Really loving doing this. Again, we've got a bit of that pink up in there, so I'll just put a little bit of something going on in here as well. Right, at that stage that's great. So now I'm back to my blender brush. And this is where we pull all this together now. Just the background blending for this. Should use a 1 1/4 inch brush it is that I've got. And I'm just going to go along the horizon, and I'm going to soften them clouds, but don't destroy them. Just make them look soft. Take out any lines you don't want and stuff like that. Same over this. Gently blend over that. Make it look soft and subtle. This centrepiece in here, the same thing. Just right over it. And then you can allow that to soften and go beautiful. Nice. I just love these colours. Really simple palette that we're doing today. We've only got like 6 colours out. We get letters every day from people, from subscribers and stuff like that, saying that they've never painted before, and then they saw my videos and they've come along and they've been able to do it. They've had really good feedback about the paintings, and that really makes me feel good. It really does. That's what it's all about basically. I just want to pass on my knowledge, and then people can do with it what they want. Your own style. You should always have your own style, and then what I'm doing is a guide for you all basically. Just a guide. I'm just strengthen this a bit, make it a bit darker in tone. There. That's nice actually, is that? Same with this one. In the water, I'll just darken that slightly as well. And then I'll come back with the blender brush and blend into that. See how I've got the brush square though, not flat now. So I can just blend into that cloud and allow it to go softer. So I want it to be quite distinct and sharp. Not sharp, I want it to be quite silhouette, is what I'm trying to get at on there. Same again, into this part in the water. Don't want that quite as dark. That's okay. Something like so. Now you can actually just blend in now and again a bit of that as well, just down in the beach. Clean your brush off actually, that'll help. And then that I know should Go in a bit more. There. That's the one. Right, so I'm just stepping back, and now we're actually coming into the area just in here where I want to blend all this now. This lovely purple colour, pinky purple that I put in. Mix it with the blue so it's very soft and subtle and it doesn't stand out too much. A very gradual blend to it. There. So them colours just melt together then, you see. That's what I'm after. Even like to bring a little bit of it up into there. Nice. Right, we're going to blend into some of this. Soften that off. Just in there. Blend it out nicely. There we go. Now we need some like lavender shadows now up into that. In fact, I still haven't done. I only blended the bottom part. I didn't actually come up into here. I need to do the sky. I'm glad I didn't forget that part. I'll soften that and blend into that. It's easy to get a step ahead of yourself when you're painting, but you never want to do it because then you'll notice something that you've missed or forgotten and it'll bug you. So just do it there and then. As soon as you notice, get it done. Blend them in nice and soft.